Don People's Deadbolt. Let's talk about it. So, man, let's get into this new Yo Gotti acquisition that he just made for the CMG, the label imprint, by bringing over Mozzie from the West Coast, Oak Park, Sacramento, Cali. One of the most, I want to say, you got to say he's still underrated. One of the most underrated MCs, period, that's in the game. Mozzie puts in heavy work, drops mixtapes. It feels like once a month when it comes to his material. Um, I feel like this signing, man, was a real big power play for Yo Gotti and the CMG brand because this gives them an authentic West Coast artist who's put in the groundwork, who's already flooded the streets with material, is widely respected, and he got joints. And with the right backing and promotion, he can take it to the next level. Not only take it to the next level for himself, but also run his artists through the door of CMG, Rock Nation, that whole imprint. I think right now, there's no better label to sign with in the game when it comes to an artist running a label than Yo Gotti. We have to keep it a buck when we're saying 2022. So for Yo Gotti to make this move and sign Mozzie, I feel like was a real big power play, especially with Snoop just acquiring Death Row Records. I would have thought he would have tried to throw the bag at Mozzie to bring Mozzie on over to the row. I don't know if it's a blood or crip thing. You know how that shit go. West Coast, real deep politics when it comes to that. Even though they show unity now, but I don't know how Snoop let him get out of the West Coast if he was a free agent and to be had at this point. But this will also put his artists through the door, and the way he rolled them out, I felt like it was real big. He did a press conference. He had the CMG brand there. Moneybag Yo, EST, 42 Doug, who looks like he's 4'2" for real, and Block J, obviously. But one person that was notably missing from this situation, and I hate to call out the elephant in the room, right? But the person you got to figure with the schedules, Moneybag, who I know personally got parties at Super Bowl and All Star Weekend in Cleveland. You already know EST, his schedule is booked 42. Now Block J, he trying to get back on top, and ever since his first little single, but you know there was a noticeable person that was missing. And I was like, if these other three can make time on their schedule, why couldn't Blac Youngsta make time on his to be in the spot, celebrating this new signing, especially with him being blood and, Mozzie being blood, that whole thing. I'm going to tell you why. It's because bloggers and people like myself who called it out, said what it was when it first happened, that these dudes is not getting along and there's some friction behind the scenes with the camp. And even though I know Blac Youngsta just dropped a recent video with 42 Doug and Yo Gotti posted the video and that whole nine, that don't mean nothing because you don't see Blac Youngsta saying nothing. And I think him not being at this signing when you had people like Moneybag and the whole label pretty much being there and you weren't there, you knew this was going to stick out. And that's the first thing that I saw. And I say, man, while we was trying to call out the truth when it was the truth, we was getting the backlash, or we fake news and all this type of stuff. When really, we called it when we saw it. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it was. And I think a lot of people now can see that there's some type of friction in the camp. Now, however, Yo Gotti's not going to miss a beat, And I think, Blac Youngsta was the replaceable wheel on the whole CMG train. I don't feel like he's somebody that, oh man, I got to go the extra mile to try to keep. If he's disgruntled, if he feels ungrateful, entitled, or any of these things, y'all need to try to work this out behind the scenes so that the man can go his way so he don't throw no salt on the brand. You feel me? I I really think that, whatever you guys got going on behind the scenes, it doesn't need to come out into the media because you right now is making very good moves business wise. You know, Cocaine Music 10 was a success. The Free Game Project, I definitely enjoyed that work. And, like your artists that you bringing into the game, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody rocking with them. So you making real big plays and you letting dudes become bosses within themselves and you ain't smothering them. You feel what I'm saying? And I think you bringing in Mozzie was a real good move because it's going to spread out CMG. It's going to give y'all that West Coast branch that y'all need. You know what I'm saying? And also be the replacement for Blac Youngsta. Because that's what this is going to be. With him coming in, they're going to put the engine behind him. Obviously, Moneybagg can drop whenever he want. They pretty much got the roster set. You know what I'm saying? So I think, when Mozzie come out and he splash, that's going to complete the roster. And they're going to add, from there. And, eventually you won't be hearing about Blac Youngsta at all. But right now we have to call the elephant in the room. He definitely wasn't in the press conference. And, if I'm Mozzie, I'm going to feel some type of way too. Like, damn, you ain't come support me on my G-Day, me coming in to the situation. It would have been good for you to be there. And for you not to do that, that lets me know that there is some type of tension. And, I don't see how it can be tension, man, because it seems like everybody on the label is getting what they put in. The type of work that you put in, that's the type of check you going to get back. So if you putting in gold album, 100,000 and ain't, that type of work, you going to get that type of bag. Like I said before in previous videos, Moneybagg Yo has outperformed his contract. So of course, you know what I'm saying? He's, can negotiate and do any type of deal he wants right now because he's outperformed his contract. Obviously 42 and EST, all you guys is pretty much on the same level. They just a new wave right now, just like you was when you first came out. So I don't think that they getting more money than you and all that type of stuff. They might be doing more shows, right? But I think, man, whatever y'all got going on, you need to patch it up because your label, your situation is winning. And by bringing Mozzie over, man, I think it's really going to show CMG as a power unit because there's no other label that's topping what they got going on right now. And the only thing that's kind of got people like, well, the negative, so to speak, is the Blac Youngsta situation. So I think once that situation gets handled, then they can smooth off right into the sunset. Because the Mozzie signing, man, he's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, definitely out of all the new West Coast artists, he's top 3. You got to put him in the top 3, definitely top 5 if you got him. You feel me? So I think this was a power move for CMG. If you're going to sign anybody off the West Coast, man, have somebody with their own brand, their own little movement. All Yo Gotti got to do is just throw him the rock. You ain't got to do nothing else. So I think it's very important for us to realize that. You know what I mean? Like Gotti, I think he's good at targeting independent bosses, people that can come in and do their own work, and he can sit back and just, be the boss. He ain't got to sit there and tell you when you want to drop or, he can give you free reign because he know, man, you going to handle it and you going to run it like you've been running it, So I think he targets people with that type of work ethic. And he's been a mastermind in doing that. He's picked a lot of solid artists, step by step by step. You know what I mean? And like I said, this is going to get Mozzie popping down here in the South. I think CMG definitely holds the clubs down. So they're going to be able to get him on a different type of time in the clubs down in the South, in Georgia, in Tennessee, the chitlin circuit, also, what I'm saying, this on this half of the coast. And with Gotti having Rock Nation behind him, it ain't nothing that he can't do. He can get Mozzie in rooms Mozzie couldn't get himself into. So, I think this was a real big play for Yo Gotti, and what they got going on is going to lead them into the future. And I think he got a couple of other moves up his sleeve on what he going to end up doing. And, you know, the fact that he can go still drop a solid project and still, you know, do 100K plus, still sell gold and platinum records, when none of his other competition really can do that. When you really look at it, man, Gotti kind of hold it down in on a different type of time. Like, you can't say that about a T.I. right now or a Jeezy. You know, Gucci's even fading off to me. I mean, when you look at it, man, it's Gotti for real. And I think he's in a unique place, man, to where he can really put a stranglehold on the game. I think he just need to clean up a little bit of the behind the scenes, make sure that is all good. You know what I'm saying? And then he can move forward with no flaw. But I want y'all to tell me what y'all think, man. Do y'all feel like this Mozzie signing was a power move by Gotti and CMG, and that this is going to really put them at the top of the game when it comes to labels that you want to sign to? Or do you feel like this is just a replacement for Blac Youngsta and trying to deflect attention away from the elephant in the room? But I want y'all to get in the comment box, man. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all like, subscribe, share, hit the notification tab, man, so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video. It's your boy Don Peoples, Deadbolt, gone.